The second I decided to leave what we're told the real world where real connection is on Facebook and Instagram is the second my real world opened up. Welcome back to one's journey of unwinding the mind and, of course, your daily microdose. Now, tune in to the latest episode of One's Journey. I am so excited for today's topic because it's been one of those long things coming. I think that's how you say it. But essentially, I want to talk to you about why I am intentionally, or have, by the time you've seen this video, intentionally left my personal Facebook and Instagram accounts behind. If you are watching this and you are a business owner by any means or familiar with other business owners, you know that most business owners would think that would be the death of my business. I don't believe that to be the case. I believe that's what we are being taught. I have been taking a lot of different approaches of trying to create a healthier relationship with social media. I've been doing that since far after my divorce, when I had a woman challenge me to 30 days off of Facebook. And at that point, I wasn't really on Instagram, but it was like the start of my Instagram. I did the 30 days off, and I found how much shame and guilt was being provoked or created by scrolling on Facebook and Instagram, especially after my divorce. I was seeing everybody's happy families and just all the things I had lost. That's when I started to really create this system of taking every Sunday off of social media. I did that for a very long time, and it was very helpful. And what I've realized, though, in the last year of really stepping up this journey of intentionally coming from spirit as often as possible and really untying the ego, that I'm really cautious about what I'm intaking and what I'm taking part in. Because the truth of the matter is that until I have fully untied myself from the ego belief system is still there and still creeps in any moment it can, and will latch on to whatever. Part of the issue, I decided to do a challenge with a friend, and we did only a certain amount of time every day. I was doing 2 15-minute increments, and then I stopped and I started to get back into scrolling, but then I did really good with just having some parameters of only being on for a short bit of time. But what I noticed is even that short bit of time, maybe even 2 minutes, was flipping my vision, was taking me from a place of spirit and pulling me into the ego. So I started to think about it. I was like, and Patrick has been telling me this forever. So he'll watch this video and be like, duh, I told you all this. But I'm going to tell you my realizations that he had already been telling me, that it's ego-created system for the ego by the ego. And you're like, what do you mean, Ashley? If you think about it, what is social media? It is a platform that is constantly reminding us of our separation. And it is a place that encourages judgment on a regular basis. And remember, judgment is the death of joy. Judgment is of the ego, because when you judge your brother, you judge yourself first. So this place, I'm like this place, but Facebook and Instagram is really meant as a machine to keep you focused on a place coming from the ego belief system, so that you are so far removed from truth that you will never get back there. And that's what I was finding, is that I would just slip out, and then it takes how much energy to pull myself back in. And, it would bring up like Susie's business is doing better. I would see people sharing the course in the wrong manner. And I'm taking full responsibility for this as well. I realized I'm on a journey to wake up in this lifetime, to go home once and for all. So why, knowing this is an illusion and none of this really matters, would I follow the rules of the illusion and continue to make myself be in the ego playground and be tempted every single day to go into that belief system? It was silly. And on top of that, I'm sharing a message of internal peace and happiness. And yeah, I felt before that I had to find people and meet them where they are at. But the truth is, you don't have to. When you're coming from spirit, The people that are meant to walk with you will find their way. And if you truly are on a journey, it's like, why, and I think I talked about this in another video, why if I was on a diet, would I intentionally lick the Doritos and then try to challenge myself to not actually eat the Doritos or to smell them and to not eat them? That's just torture. And that's all it was doing. And it was so beautiful. The second I made that decision, it was like 1,000,000 pounds released off of me. And I got to experience that for maybe 10 minutes. It was beautiful. And then boom, ego. Ego came storming in from all different angles. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? And in another video that will come after this video, I'm going to talk about how spirit works through people. And when you fully surrender to spirit and follow, you see the true abundance that lies behind. It's been the most beautiful opportunity for me on my journey. And I just feel such a beautiful place of surrender, of just like, I don't have to follow the ways that society says. We've been trained that real world is within these fake illusions. Again, removing us even further from truth. When in fact, the second I decided to leave what we're told the real world, where real connection is on Facebook and Instagram, is the second my real world opened up. And I encourage you to watch that video. It's going to be called Spirit Working Through People, because all of a sudden it was like, holy shit. Like Patrick had said, he's like, Ashley, the second you decided to leave the real world that they say is social media, the real world actually opened up, and opportunities and abilities. And I'm so excited because by the time this video comes out, I will already have been off, and I'm sure I'll do another video to update you where I'm at. But I cannot wait for that date. And so many people have reached out to me being like, what? How? How are you going to run your business? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? And I don't have the exact answers because I'm not meant to. But as I continue to listen, more opportunities present themselves forward that were way better than the small amount of viewers that got to see me on Instagram or on Facebook. Because let's face it, Instagram and Facebook only show your stuff to more people based on how long you were on their program. So in other words, if you really want to get your message out, you would have to spend hours on there unless you already have tens of thousands of followers. And even then, they have all these different algorithms that they're changing every other day. Do you not see the intention there? If it was transparent, then we could all figure it out and get off and on. But if they made it transparent, we wouldn't be on there very long. Therefore, they wouldn't keep us distracted from our truth within. I'm super happy about my decision. And Patrick was like, in 6 months, you're only going to have one regret. And that's you didn't do it sooner. So I invite you to do maybe even a social media challenge of going off for a short period of time to just experience what is this causing in my life. And I think the only reason why I was able to really understand what it was doing is because I kept taking those like breaks or really intentional moments. And then when I'd slip away, I'd see how my behaviors and thoughts began to become impacted. But if I wouldn't have taken those moments to step away, I wouldn't have brought awareness to the unhealthy or the ego-driven thoughts that it was causing in actions and reactions and everything else. I want to say, by the time this video comes out, it will already have been my birthday. But my birthday is on August 14th. And I am so excited for the first time ever. And I don't know, however long since I've been on Facebook, a very long time, the only people I will hear happy birthday from are the people that actually have my phone number, actually know me, instead of the hundreds of people. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but when you really think about it, that's not what this is about, right? So I'm excited for that. All right. This is my video on me finally calling it quits on Facebook and Instagram. I will say I am on YouTube. I believe that's a learning platform. And for the time being, I am shoving my videos out on TikTok. And you're probably like, Ashley, like what? That one's really crazy social media form. But the thing is, my ego belief system when I was living in that never built any habits with TikTok. I always stayed very far away from TikTok. So I hadn't been on TikTok until we started sharing videos. So I think I have 33 followers or that I follow. And I literally can go on, drop my stuff, and get off. And I also notice when I talk crap about social media in my videos, TikTok still shows them to people. On Instagram and Facebook, they would get like 10 views. It was like they intentionally didn't share the message I was sharing. So I'm not saying by the time this video comes out that I haven't decided like I need to leave TikTok as well. But for now, I still am able to not be sucked into that ego belief system because it was never a place that fostered my ego belief system in the first place. So it's breaking old habits, redoing things. Oh, thank you so much for listening to me go on about my decision. I hoped it was helpful in you maybe seeing some areas in your life that you're playing in what I call the ego's playground. And that's not what this is meant for. We're not meant to intentionally place ourselves in challenging situations, but to optimize the illusion for the easiest way to get home. We're not meant to sit here and suffer. That's when our mind goes back to identifying with the crucified Jesus instead of the resurrected Jesus. Which you haven't watched that video, that's a great video. As always, until next time, remember you are worth it and tons of love.